Greg Norman made headlines when he revealed that the Saudi League was prepared to offer a $1 billion contract to Tiger Woods. But merely weeks after making that huge claim, the Australians now backtracked on his statement. So what was the actual deal that was put on the table for Woods? And is the LIV chief playing some clever mind games here? Well, let's dive straight in and discuss. First off, let's look back at Norman's original statement. Over the past couple of years, we've seen Greg Norman make the switch from this golf legend to this cunning frontman for LIV Golf. To be fair though, he's been excellent at his job so far. We mean every single week there's some new controversial statement from him that steals away all the headlines. And you gotta admit, sometimes all publicity is good publicity. Like, it's his job to steal the thunder away from the PGA Tour. So he's doing exactly that. But a few weeks ago, he made headlines for an entirely different reason. Yep, we're talking about the big Tiger Woods contract reveal during that Fox Sports interview. Now, what he said was interesting, especially if you look at it in the light of the new context. For instance, he said that the offer was quote-unquote mind-blowingly enormous and was in the region of high 9 digits. We don't know about you, but that clearly implies that he's talking about a contract that's worth $1 billion. And if you were to give him the benefit of the doubt though, you could argue that he never mentioned whether it was cash or something else. So yeah, maybe there's a bit of room for him to maneuver there. Besides, we gotta remember that Norman wasn't actually LIV Golf's CEO when the offer was made. That being said, what is the actual amount of the contract? It's always a bummer when you see someone walk back on their sensational statement. After all, it kind of deflates the whole situation. But while Greg Norman has come out and denied the fact that LIV offered $1 billion to Tiger Woods, at least he hasn't completely backtracked. Like, it would have been way worse if he'd said that the Saudi League didn't contact the 15-time major winner at all. What's the reasoning behind this U-turn though? Well, according to him, LIV doesn't comment on any past or current offers to any players. So what the media picked up during that Fox interview was nothing more than random white noise. In fact, the Aussie went as far as to accuse the media of running away with nonsense tidbits. As for the actual numbers, well, they're still not quite clear. We mean, Norman says that the $1 billion figure was inclusive of future franchise value, so it wasn't a cash contract at all. Instead, he was talking more along the lines of generational wealth that Woods could create by competing in the Saudi League. Now, of course, he'd say that after denying his earlier statement, but honestly, we're not sure if we buy this quote-unquote actual amount either. Don't get us wrong, we're sure that there's some sort of maths involved in this, but why would anyone quote this number during an interview? So, is Greg Norman trying to play some mind games here? Alright, so it's definitely not normal for Norman to backtrack on a statement like that. Plus, his rebuttal wasn't exactly convincing either. We mean, he's not the type of guy to back down from something he says anyway. Why did he have to come out again and explain his statement then? Well, there are a couple of possible explanations, with the first one being mind games. But wait, doesn't this clarification make him lose credibility? Like, there's gotta be some benefit for him, right? Guess what? There is. You see, when the Aussie made the claim during that first Fox Sports interview, Tiger Woods was still largely removed from the whole saga. Of course, he'd made those comments criticizing LIV Golf, but other than that, he was basically staying as far away as he could have. Over the past couple of weeks though, a lot of things have changed. Now, the 46-year-old's basically the face of the PGA Tour as he's spearheading their latest attack efforts against the Saudi League. As a matter of fact, he even held a meeting with some of the tour's top golfers to discuss a bunch of significant changes, including a total change of format. On top of that, Woods has also become the cover star for the upcoming PGA Tour video game. So LIV probably doesn't want this rejection from the association's frontman to catch steam among the media. After all, they don't want to give any leverage away right now. Also, the Australian may have landed himself in trouble after initial comments. Obviously, the Saudi League doesn't want to associate itself with Tiger Woods anymore. Plus, it's kinda embarrassing to admit that their massive offer got turned down by him anyway, especially now that he's leading the tour's charge against them. But Norman's clarification could have another angle to it as well. Now, if you haven't noticed already, the Aussie has a bit of a habit of saying a lot of controversial things. We mean, even his comments earlier this year about the Saudi journalist's alleged murder were pretty bold, as he had to come out and apologize for them later. So this $1 billion figure could have literally been an unintentional slip of the tongue. Also, since LIV Golf doesn't really like contract information and amounts being out there, well, at least not through their official channels, this little slip could have landed the 67-year-old in trouble with the higher-ups. And perhaps the second interview was just a cleanup job rather than anything else. We mean, even after he revealed the quote-unquote actual amount, it wasn't anything that you could attach a number to, which again is exactly exactly what the management would have wanted. The point is that if you muddy the waters to an extent where no one can even call you out on it, then you've successfully breezed through the drama. But then again, you could literally apply Hanlon's razor to the situation, which basically means that there wasn't any controversy to begin with, and that it was just an honest mistake. Up next, Norman targets OWGR rankings for LIV Golf Series. Now, over the past couple of months, LIV Golf has kind of taken over the mantle of dominance from the PGA Tour and is fully on track to grow even stronger after signing Cameron Smith. Don't get us wrong, the Tour's still putting up a really good fight, and with Woods at the helm, they could make a big comeback as well. It's just that as things stand right now, the Saudi League's onslaught just looks unstoppable. But there is one fatal flaw in Greg Norman's master plan, which he's been trying to fix for months now. Yep, we're talking about the official World Golf Rankings. You see, most international golfers are recognized by the Rankings Authority and are assigned points based on their performance in tournaments. Having said that, LIV Golf is still a relatively new entity and has yet to be acknowledged by the OWGR. So essentially, all of the Saudi League players will lose their status on the world leaderboard if they continue to only take part in the invitationals. The Aussie CEO's working to get his upstart league recognized by the organization though, and has made a strong case for them to do so. In fact, in the official letter, he even said that LIV Golf is worthy of getting these ranking points because of the sheer impact it's had on the game. Plus, with the way things are going, it's pretty evident that they're in for the long haul. And finally, will the OWGR recognition shift the tide in LIV's favor? Greg Norman's already made his intention of having the rankings organization on board pretty clear. And according to him, the Saudi League thoroughly deserves that status boost because they're breaking all conventions and are living up to their goal of revolutionizing the game. Besides, you can't question their business model either, as even the PGA Tour is looking to copy them and switch over to a more playoff-based format. So it's only fair that LIV members get some ranking points for their efforts on the cause. Now, obviously, you can never predict anything golf-related these days, but judging by how things are panning out, we wouldn't be surprised if the Aussie does get his wish fulfilled by the OWGR within the next few weeks. But most people still don't quite realize the impact it could have on the international golfing dynamics. We mean this would essentially legitimize LIV Golf as a permanent entity, rather than this new entrant that's disrupting the game. Also, once it gets the chance to settle down and offer some prestige on top of the already massive contracts to incoming players, then it's pretty much game over for everyone else. And unless the Woods-led PGA Tour regime can bring a substantial change to keep a hold of their members, it's going to be very hard for them to compete against this new golfing superpower. That's a wrap for this video. Do you think that LIV Golf can climb its way to the top after getting that official rankings eligibility? Let us know in the comments below. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. See you in the next one.